Good morning, everyone. Lorraine here with Lorraine Fitness. I am so excited to be a part of the MASH movement. Thank you for joining us. Wow, this is incredible. I know you're going to have so much fun, and it's going to be so meaningful in the process. Okay, so today's class is all about the absolutely beautiful abdominal section and the beautiful booty. So we're gonna be down on the ground. Make sure you have a yoga mat. You're likely gonna want a little bit of water. If you have grouchy knees, since we're gonna be on knees, make sure you have a little pad, a little cushion. Maybe you just wanna roll up your mat or use a folded up blanket, that's fine too. And I'm not going to use any music today. We've got the beautiful sounds of nature here in Kamloops, British Columbia. If you want to use music, please by all means go ahead, turn it up nice and loud, get yourself all excited and raring to go, but please make sure you can hear me so that when I give those cues for your body and how to keep them safe and to do the exercises properly, make sure you can do that too. All right, let's get started with a little bit of a warm-up. We're gonna stand on one leg. I'm gonna balance her on the water. That's gonna be fun. Soft bend in the standing knee, hands on the waist. Just take up the opposite knee and take it out to the side. So we're just gonna get into those hip flexors a little bit. Warm up those muscles that we're gonna be using. We wanna make sure that we get that blood flowing around to the entire body, prevent injury. So anything that I do here this morning can be modified. It can be made a little bit easier, it can be made a little bit harder. So please make sure you listen to your body. Try not to push yourself too hard. Have fun. All right, we're gonna go ahead and warm up the abdominal region a little bit here. So go ahead and plant the feet, soft bend in the knees, and then just reach up overhead with one arm, bring it back down, other side. Nice big stretch. Now right away you're gonna wanna engage those abdominals, pull that belly in, and just reach side to side. Oh my goodness. Just the simple things in life feel so good, right? Yeah, so I don't know if you're outside like I am, where you are, if you've got anybody with you. It'd be nice if you did. Oh, but let's just put a smile on our faces, shall we? And have some fun. Alrighty, let's come back to those hips. Take some hip circles. You might want to take your feet a little wider and just circle out the hips. Take them behind you, circle them around to the front. Oh yeah, and listen to your body. It's going to be talking to you the entire time. It'll tell you if you need to slow down or pick it up. Pull back a little bit. Let's go in the opposite direction. Awesome. And then the last little warm up for the abdominal region. Let's go ahead and stand up. Take the arms out to the side, soft bend in the knees, pull that belly in, and just twist it side to side. Oh yeah. And you're gonna hear me say something an awful lot, which is shoulders away from the ears. Sometimes as we're working out and we're training, things are getting hard, a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging. We have this tendency to hike our shoulders up to our ears. That doesn't do us any favors. All right. Hopefully you're feeling nice and warm. Just about ready to get started here. We're gonna start down on the ground, on our yoga mats, on our backs. So go ahead and get on down. Ooh, hello here. Onto the back. And we're gonna start with an overhead reach to a toe tap. So I say toe tap, but of course you don't have to actually reach the toes. Some people have really long legs, some people just can't reach their toes. Knees will do. You're just reaching, it's not the end goal. So you're gonna be down on that back. Draw the belly into the spine. You want that back nice and flat on the ground, no arches. From there, arms up overhead. On the exhale breath, you're gonna come up, try to tap those toes. So if you can't do that, you can maybe tap to the knees. Now here's the thing, I'm gonna keep going and you can join me if you want. We can start already. If you're finding this too difficult already, please put your head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat looking like this, right? So when we put our head, neck, and shoulders down on the ground, you lose a little bit of that contraction. It's just a nice way to modify. So maybe you're here and that's fine. If you are here and you're like, oh, I can do more, go ahead and keep pulling that belly in, nice flat back, and lift up that head, neck, and shoulders. Beautiful. And of course, I always like to, I say of course because I'm a personal trainer and we like to really exhale on the exertion. So just like yoga, we use our breath. So we inhale as we extend, we exhale as we come up here in the crunch. Now you're feeling it, right? Nice and warm in that belly. Beautiful job, everyone. We're almost done this one. So we're gonna count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. You can roll down, maybe keep those knees tucked into the chest, or alternatively, your body might want to stretch out nice and long. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, take a drink of water whenever you need. You're in control since this is pre-recorded. You can always pause. You can fast forward if you don't want to hear me speaking anymore. But we're gonna get into all fours. So tabletop position. Anytime I say tabletop position, we're gonna align those wrists right underneath the shoulders. You're probably gonna want to wide spread the fingertips, press down into all 10 finger pads. Just helps, takes a little bit of pressure off the wrists. Knees are underneath of those hips. We're gonna tuck the left toes under, take our right foot and flex it like you're pressing up against the clouds. Shoulders away from the ears. And we're gonna do little donkey pulses. So it's not a full swing where you'll take your knee down to the ground. Very little momentum. There's no momentum really at all. And oh yeah, we're getting into the glute, the top of the hammies. So let's go, shall we? Pulse, 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 pulse. What a glorious feeling, oh yeah. So if you can manage it, try to just look down at your mat. Keep your neck nice and long, shoulders pulled back. And of course, belly engaged. Pull that stomach in. Anytime we are on one leg, we're having to stabilize through the core. So this exercise here is awesome for abs and butts. I love it. Little donkey pulses. I hope you're feeling it. We're almost ready to switch to the other leg, counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Tuck those right toes under. Left leg up. Let's go. And pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. You got it. Whew. Not a big movement, very effective. So the other thing you might hear me say quite a bit throughout this morning's class is to keep a soft bend in those elbows. It can be really tempting and just really easy when you're not thinking about it to hyperextend and lock out the elbows. I'm guilty of it sometimes. So just a soft micro bend to protect those joints. We want to make sure we're taking care of the entire body, even though we're really focused on the butte and the abdominals. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. All right. So we did abs, we did a booties. We're going to get back into those abs. We're going to do a side plank. So in side plank, down on the ground, align your elbow underneath your shoulder. Take your legs nice and long down from the hips. Make sure they're not in front or curved behind you. That's not great for the back. You're going to just have your feet on the side here, stacked. Now if it doesn't work to stack your feet, you can certainly put one foot ahead of the other. That's fine. We're going to be lifting up, so full side plank. This isn't accessible for everybody. If it's not accessible for you, put the bottom knee down, bend it, and now this shin behind you is your stable base. The knees are stacked one under the other, and you can be here. This is much more accessible. Feel free to be there. All right, let's stack the feet if you're stacking for full plank. Take the modification if you need it. Up we go. We're gonna dip the hip down to the ground, press it up to the sky. Let's go. Down and up. Nice and gentle. You're gonna feel it right away. And of course, there's a little extra in this one as well, as you can feel that shoulder, the chest region getting a little bit of a workout as well. Don't forget though that the focus here is on the obliques, the abdominals, so keep them sucked in nice and tight. We're gonna be switching sides here very soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You could just roll over. I wanna face you, so I'm just gonna switch sides. Same thing. Check for that alignment. And then up we go. Your hand can be on your waist, let's start. Or your hand can be up overhead, it really doesn't matter. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. You do want to make sure though that as you're pressing up, you don't roll forward. We don't want to cave into that chest. So sometimes some people like to have their arm up because it kind of prevents that from happening. But wherever you are, I'm sure you're doing just great. I wish I could be right there with you. Keep pressing it up. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it in this side body. I love this. All right, we're almost done this side. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, glute bridge. You can't do an abs and booty class without the great glute bridge. So let's take it down to our backs. And of course, you could use a dumbbell. If you had dumbbells, you'd place it right here between the pubic bone and the pelvis bone. But for today's purposes, we're doing body weight alone. It's so accessible to everybody. So bend into the knees, plant your feet hip distance apart. We're gonna press, shoulders, right? Pull them down, tuck them under. We're gonna press into the heels as you exhale and press the hips up. As you inhale, you're coming down. Don't touch the booty down to the ground. We're gonna hover it, keep that contraction here. So exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. And of course, as you're doing this, if you need a break before I say we're done the round, you just set that booty on down, that's okay. So just a nice little walk in the park here. The upper body gets to relax entirely. So suck in those nice deep breaths. Maybe close the eyes. Or maybe you're rocking out to super loud music and you can't even hear me. That's fine too. Following along. Oh, so good. It's good to be alive. It's good to move. Movement. Movement is change. So good. Are you feeling that squeeze in the booty? Oh, baby. I wonder what you're gonna feel like tomorrow. All right, should we finish this set off? Let's count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Maybe as a break, you pull in the knees. You'll feel that stretching out the glutes a little bit there. And then of course, since we did a booty, it's time for an abdominal exercise. I always grab water in between because I do so much talking, in case you didn't notice. All right, one of my favorite abdominal exercises is the Russian twist. So in the Russian twist, lots of ways to vary this as well. Start with the beginner level, just the very basics. So sit with your knees hip distance apart, plant the feet. I'm gonna show you from the side first of all. You can just start right here, sitting up. Feel the abdominals engage, and if you don't, start leaning back. Pull them in, feel that support in that entire core. So as we twist side to side, if you start to get fatigued, you're just gonna sit up a little bit. If you wanna take it a step further, make it a little harder, you're gonna lean back further, and if that doesn't do it for you, you're gonna pick up the feet. This is also a place where you can easily hold a dumbbell. We're not doing that today, but if you've got one, go ahead and grab it. Shoulders back and down. Hands at heart center. Again, you decide how difficult you're making it. I'm lifting those feet, you don't have to. Let's twist it side to side. Now as we do this exercise, we're also getting into those obliques, those beautiful side abdominals. So the more you twist to each side, the more you're really gonna feel that into that side body. Ooh, so good, so good. Keep breathing. That's so important, my friends. We've got to make sure we're getting that oxygen into the bloodstream, nourishing all those muscles. And if we hold our breath, we run the risk of passing out. We never want to do that, right? So keep breathing, my friends. Keep those shoulders soft. You could even do that, right? You could even put your hands on your shoulders. Make sure you're not getting all hunched up. Beautiful. Remember, you can take a break at any time. Even if you do this for 5 seconds and then take a break, that's awesome. That's 5 seconds you didn't do before. So try to always keep that positive attitude. It just does so much for the body, for the mind. There's no sense getting down on yourself. And besides, we're almost done. Counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I hope you're seeing all the little jumping fish like I am. That's great as I went side to side. All right, last one for the booty, and then we're gonna repeat them all. We're gonna get into tabletop again. And instead of doing donkey pulses up this way to get into that under butt, we're going to take a fire hydrant. So just like a dog at a fire hydrant, you guessed it. I guess I should plant my arms properly. we're gonna take that bent knee out to the side. And you're gonna be lifting it up as high as your range of motion will allow, right? Your flexibility might be different than mine. And if you can, you know, your leg is parallel to the ground. If not, that's fine too. Nice little squeeze. All right, so let's spread those fingers apart. Tuck the left toes under. We'll start with the right leg. Are you ready? Let's go. Take it up to the side and down. Now, of course, with the fire hydrant here, you could take this one to a pulse as well, meaning you take it up to the top end of the movement and just pulse it out to the top. For whatever reason, I decided to go full fire hydrant. So now you've got that choice. Isn't that awesome? Every workout, every time you train, you have options. So you listen to your body, decide what's right for it at that time. Some days we wake up and we just want to do the basics. We don't have a lot of energy. Some days we're raring to go. We've got lots of energy. We want to just really push everything and really challenge ourselves. That's fantastic too. Now here you might notice that it's not only the right side of your bum that's feeling this exercise, but also the standing glute. We call it the standing glute, the one that's just, you know, kneeling, hanging out there. We're gonna switch sides here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that right knee down, tuck the right toes under, right over to the other side. Let's go. Oh yeah. Love it. Hopefully you'll feel this in your body later, especially tomorrow, maybe even the next day. It all depends on what your level of activity is, how often you work out, how often you train that bum. That sounds funny, training the bum. Hey, how are those elbows? Got that soft little bend? How are those shoulders? Are they getting sneaky? No sneaky shoulders, not up here. Bring them down. And that belly, we're stabilizing, right? Pull that navel in. Oh yeah, tuck it right into that spine. Lift that leg. We're almost done this side already. That's why I like to talk. It makes the time go fast. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that knee down. We're gonna take a little break here, so maybe you take child's pose if you'd like, sending your hips all the way back to those heels. Maybe you even wanna stretch out those arms out front. Maybe the forehead comes down to the earth. And you're just taking a couple of seconds break here, a little breath. You don't have to be in child's pose. You can sit up, you can stand up, you can stretch. Gather your wits about you. Say some positive words. Elbow pump that friend that's doing this with you, and then we're gonna do it all again. Beautiful day. All right, let's start with that overhead reach to the toe tap in a supine position. Supine meaning on your back. Lay it on down. All right, pull that navel in, see that space? Let's get rid of it. Arms overhead, are you ready? On an exhale breath. So as a reminder here, head, neck, and shoulders do not need to be off the ground. I'm doing a little bit more advanced version. You're welcome to put head, neck, and shoulders back on the mat. Please just make sure that belly stays tucked in, lower back stays on that mat. And again, maybe you're touching knees. That's fine. For that matter, you don't even have to use the arms. Let's say you have a shoulder injury, reaching overhead really hurts. You could always just be doing knee tucks. Arms could be down at your side. Okay, so remember that there's always a way to make it work for your body. It's all about the muscle activation. So thinking about what muscles we're wanting to work and how we can best make that work for our particular bodies. Wow, my mouth hasn't quite warmed up yet this morning. Oh, so good, my friends. I hope you're still smiling, still loving this, feeling that nice warmth in the abdominal section. We're almost done this set. Want to count down with me? Let's do it from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. So if you're ever feeling like quite a bit of neck strain, that's often an indication that you've just raised the head and neck and not the shoulders. So try to make sure you're always lifting the shoulders at the same time you're lifting the head and neck. All right, it's time for those beautiful donkey presses back in our tabletop position. Wide spread those fingers, align the wrists under the shoulders, tuck left toes under the hips, and press up that right leg. Little pulses at the top. Doesn't matter how fast these pulses are, obviously. And that upper body, so stable, nice and still. Okay, let's face it, there might be a little bit of shaking going on, but that's okay. Just embrace it. Keep flexing through the foot, pressing up through the sole and the heel. You're gonna feel how that engages the calf muscles and those hamstrings. And of course, when we're working our glutes, our booty, we're working those hamstrings too. That upper attachment area. Excellent, my friends. Woo-wee. And yes, you are gonna feel this in your lower back. Because as I said before, we're having to stabilize, and your lower back is part of your core. Are you ready to switch? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. Tuck right toes under, left leg up. Let's go. Pulse it and pulse it. Good job. So yeah, we're definitely working that lower back too, which is awesome because your lower back is part of the core. And a lower back is a muscle. Sometimes when we have that little bit of workout, I'm gonna call it pain, but it's not. It's like muscle discomfort, right? You might feel that as well. But if it's not searing, shooting pain, if it's just that little mild muscle discomfort, that's good. That means you've worked those lower back muscles. And like I said, we wanna work our lower back muscles too. Of course, being cognizant, if you've had injuries, that changes things a little bit. All right, let's do that quick scan here. Shoulders back, neck long. Good attitude. All right, and we are almost done this side. Keep squeezing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Lovely. All right, we're getting into those side plank hip dips. Choose whichever side you'd like first. I'm sure you've already decided if you're taking the modification or the full side plank. So let's get those bodies long, elbows under shoulder. You decide if you're tucking that knee under. Lift those hips. When you're ready, my friends, dip it low, press it up high. Nice and slow and steady. This hand could be a fist, maybe it's flat on the ground if you find that that gives you a little bit more stability. And again, it doesn't have to be any particular speed. In fact, more often than not, I will choose to go slow. Slow and mindful. Time under tension. Oh yeah. Sometimes if we move too fast, we're not really paying attention to our body and how it's moving and where it's going and what's engaged and what's not. So taking the time to really think, really notice, and we're switching in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it on over. Nice long legs. Elbow under shoulder, arms up, let's go. Hips to the sky, baby. Press it up. And up. And up. And again, remember about those feet. One foot could be in front of the other. Some people really like that. Gives you a wider base to stabilize from. That's perfectly fine. You're still doing those beautiful hip dips. Shaping that glorious midsection. Strengthening the body. So good, and we're strengthening that mind too, aren't we? That willpower, that determination. Oh yeah. Beautiful job, my friends. Finish strong. Or if you've taken a break, hop back in for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Glute bridge time. I'm flipping around. Down on our backs. Nestle those shoulders underneath you, shoulders away from the ears. Bend into those knees, plant the feet. And also, the closer the feet are into your tush, that gives it, it makes it a little tiny bit easier. So if you need that for a modification, that's fine. If you want to make it harder, you're really gonna feel it in those hammies if you push the feet further away. All right, enough talking. Belly in, keep it there even though we're lifting it off the mat. Belly tucked in, exhale, press it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. So yes, sometimes people forget, because it's a booty exercise, to think about their abdominals and to keep those abdominals engaged. And we do want to make sure that we're doing that here. So again, we're not placing excess pressure or demanding too much of that lower back. Let the abdominals do some of the work. So nice lower, almost down to the mat. Nice big press up to the sky. You're gonna feel those glutes engage. Nice little squeeze. And maybe you're kind of playing around with the placement of the feet. If you take them longer, notice in your body what the effect is. Maybe you bring them in closer and you're like, oh yeah, I like that better. You decide. Love it. Keep pressing it up, my friends, and as you do so, also be thinking about those knees. Maybe even take a little look at them. We don't want them to flare out to the sides, nor do we want them to collapse into the midline of the body. Alrighty. I'm feeling this. I hope you are too. Wow. Last 10 seconds. Keep pressing those glutes up to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll it down. I love to get into Apanasana here right afterwards, just to round out that lower back a little tiny bit before moving on. And that little sip of water. Maybe you're taking one too. 2 more, yes? Russian twists, fire hydrants. Let's get into position. So, plant those feet hip distance apart. Those knees are nice in line as well. Hands at heart center. We're not slouching here, so lift that heart, roll the shoulders back. Decide how far back you want to lean. Feel those abdominals pull in and keep them there. Are you ready? Let's go side to side. Twisting it back and forth. And here, you're also listening to your body, right? Don't worry if you can't twist so much that the elbows are meeting the ground. That's not necessarily the goal. The goal is to take your body where it can go safely. So if there's any of those sharp pains that I was talking about, that's always an indication that you've taken it too far. So don't worry if your movement is just here. That's okay. That's where you are today. And we're gonna just be grateful, be full of gratitude that we've got these glorious bodies that are moving in this way this morning. Or maybe it's evening for you, midday, who knows? There, you showed up, right? You're doing what you can do. Maybe you're like powering on through this. You got your weights, that's great too. Yeah, something for everybody. Love this move. Keep breathing. Keep activating that core. Oh, so good. Try not to get dizzy. We're counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Fire hydrants, baby. Are you ready? Let's go. Get into tabletop. You know the drill. Hands wide under the shoulders, knees under those hips, tuck those toes under for support. Starting with that right leg. Let's go. Lift it up to the side and down. Still like to pair my movement with my breath. Exhale up, inhale lower. For that matter, you could do it the opposite way. Take a big inhale as you extend the leg up to the side. Exhale as you lower. When we pair our movements with our breath, it helps the body to stay calm, right? Activates that parasympathetic nervous system. You can take some nice deep breaths here as well. Just that leg is moving, activating those glutes. Oh yeah, such good movement for those hips. I like to flex my foot here, like I said, really feeling it in the calves, all the way up the back of the leg into those hamstrings. Excellent. And we are almost done this side already, my friends. Let's count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that right knee down, tuck right toes under, left side, let's go. Up and down. Oh, so good. Softly bending those elbows. Relaxing the shoulders. Oh, just a little movement. If it makes it seem a little bit more accessible or easy, just call these stretches. Just doing leg stretches today. Yeah, little hip stretches. That's all it is. Just over and over and over again. Speaking of over and over and over again, my friends, we just completed 2 full rounds. We're gonna count down now from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So over and over again, we did it twice. I'm ready for a third round. How about you? If you're not, you're done. Say goodbye. Stretch it out. Maybe you want to fast forward to the stretch section. Have a glorious day. If you're staying, let's do one more round. I know, I didn't even wear a watch. I have to teach class soon, but I think I can fit another one in. So let's get on down to those backs. Please, if you need a longer break, don't let me rush you. Press pause, walk around for a minute. But if you're ready to get going, we're gonna lay down on that back. Nestle those shoulders down. Lift up those beautiful legs. Never worry. Wait a minute, are we lifting legs? No, we're not. I had to look at my notes. We're doing the overhead reach to the toe tap. So we can start here. Pull the belly in. Lower back flat on the mat. Here we go. Big inhale breath. Exhale, tap it out. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. That's it. Keep moving. Nice and steady. Find a good rhythm. Maybe you've got a great song on this morning that works perfectly for this move. I love it when that happens. Serendipity. Beautiful. Also, if you find it difficult to just kind of extend the legs straight, take it up higher. That makes it a little easier as well. Also really flattens out that lower back on the ground. So maybe you're here. That is perfect. If you want to take it lower, that's also good as long as that lower back stays flat on the mat. Oh yeah. Lift those shoulders up nice and high. I had to remind myself just now. Definitely felt it. Really works into that core. Oh, I'm rocking it now. Love it. Now the abdominals are definitely getting tired by now, right? So hold on. Maybe you just want to count down with me from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice deep breaths. Grab water if you need it. All right, donkey pulses. So we've now done 2 sets of donkey pulses, 2 sets of fire hydrants. This is our 3rd set of donkey pulses. So I just want to bring up something. If wrists are getting grouchy, come up onto fists. See how that straightens out the wrist? I do lots of exercises like this. So I'll do that first set just to show you. Let's pull that belly in, neck nice and long. Take the right leg up and pulse to the sky. So another option for you is if you have a set of dumbbells, hold on to the dumbbells on the mat here. You do the exact same thing, straightening out that wrist. Because otherwise we're here like this the whole time with a 90-degree angle, and that's fine if that works for you and it doesn't hurt your wrist, great, stay here. But some people find that over time they really need to lengthen out the wrist. And so that is an option, my friends. Press, 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 squeeze that tush. So good. Pull the shoulders back, pull the tummy in. Think maybe I should write a children's song about this. All right, I'm not sure a child really needs this, but I think we're all kids at heart. At least I am. But let's switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right knee down, tuck right toes under, left leg up. Flex that foot and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Oh yeah. Lift up that foot. Testing out that range of motion. Belly still pulled in, right? Feeling that lower back. Feeling that core work. Oh my goodness. The nice thing about holding a dumbbell as opposed to just having the fists down like this is with fists on the ground, yes, there is the pressure on the knuckles. Whereas if you're holding onto a dumbbell, obviously your hands are not going to be on the ground. We just keep trying things until we find something that works, hey? And I think we're done this set in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. Maybe you have that quick child's pose. Oh, so good. I think we're doing that side plank hip dip next. Oh, friends. My goodness. Let's make our bodies long and lean. Elbow, shoulder, body. If you're bending, bend that knee. Get your support and lift. Ready? Let's do it. Lower, and lift. Exhale, up, inhale, lower. Stay with your breath, particularly if you're finding it really tough and you notice that you're panting or your breath is getting away from you. Pair the movement to the breath. And take that break. There's no good from pushing yourself so hard that you can't breathe, that you can't focus, you got those negative thoughts running through your head. All right, we're finishing this side in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down, roll over, get that nice alignment in the body. It's a little bit bumpy under here with this these boards, but that's okay. I don't know why on the other side I didn't put my arm up. Maybe I'll just put this one on my waist. Let's start. Keep that top shoulder back. That's all we're trying to do here. No caving in. Because our society, as you know, we spend a lot of time on our cell phones, on our tablets, writing on, on our desks, whatever we're doing, we're very anterior rotated. And because of that, these muscles tend to get really short. So we want to kind of work to undo that. So keep that shoulder back. Beautiful. Keep pressing those hips up. Hopefully you're not cursing me. Let's finish it off, friends. Almost done. Count it down with me from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glorious. 3 more moves. Let's get into glute bridge. Down on the back. All right. Feet hip distance apart. Bend into those knees. Take the belly. Pull it in. Nice and tight. Leave it there. Pull the shoulders back and down. Hands down on the mat. Grip down through those feet. And when you're ready, exhale, press it up and lower. So I think I mentioned this at the beginning. If you're using a dumbbell here, you want to place it between your pubic bone and your pelvis bones. There should be a nice little soft section there that you can place it and hold on to it, of course. You don't want it rolling up the body. Oh, but please know that this is very effective on its own. You don't need the extra weight. So squeeze and lower, and squeeze and lower. If you even put your hands there, you can feel it working so good. You might even feel it into the quads, into the inner thighs. Yeah. And if you're doing a lot of these in a day or in a session, and you start to feel the pressure on the upper back, on the shoulders, that you don't really love, again, folding up the top end of your yoga mat, or finding a little pad, a little cushion, a little folded up blanket, that can take a little bit of that pressure, make it a little bit more manageable for you. All right, coming down to this last 10-second session. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Glorious, friends. Maybe tuck those knees in, give yourself a hug. Oh, so good. All right, rock and roll, baby. Rock it on up. Taking it into our Russian twists. Almost done. Let's get into position. Get those sitting bones nice and stable. Decide where you're going. Don't overdo it. Decide. Okay, that feels good. Tummy's in tight. Cross those legs or not. You're fine here. And back and forth. Right? Putting the legs up is definitely advanced. Don't feel like you have to do it. In fact, some people even like to tuck their feet into something, especially if you're just starting out and you just find it's very difficult to keep your balance and to feel anchored. So again, not getting down on yourself if you have to modify. What a crazy ponytail today. Back and forth. And as you can see, my elbows are not touching the ground here. I'm reaching for that ground with my elbows. They're not touching, and that's okay. I'm definitely feeling this in my midsection all the way through. Sides, obliques, transverse abdominis, all the way down that midsection. And remember, just because you start an exercise in one position doesn't mean you have to stay there for the whole minute or 30 seconds or whatever you're doing. So maybe now you're starting to feel fatigued and you want to put your feet down. Or maybe you want to sit up a little bit because you're leaning so far back, you're getting really tired. That's okay, it's all okay. But we're almost done. We're gonna count it down. Say it with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Fire hydrants, then we stretch. Okay, all fours, let's do it. Really desperately need that water though. Okay, hands, check. Elbows, check. Knees, check. Belly, check. Right knee out to the side, let's go. Up and lower. And again, you might see I just made adjustments. Even though it looked right, it didn't feel right. Had to bring that hand in a little bit closer to the body. Up we go. So please constantly be checking your body. And take your mind where your muscle is, they say. So be thinking about what you're moving, about what you're flexing, about what you're contracting, about what you're moving. Notice those body parts. And every time you make an adjustment, notice how it affects your body. Did it make it easier? Did it make it harder? Is it right? All right. You know we're almost done. Maybe you've been counting. We're counting down now. The last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the right knee down, tuck right toes under, left knee up to the side. Let's go. Nice big fire hydrants. Feeling that beautiful stretch. Notice how when you lift the leg, the shoulders creep up, so pull them back. I told you I'd sound like a broken record. I say it a lot, but boy, do I ever want to keep you safe and healthy so you can come back day after day. Maybe a different exercise every day, a different class. Well, you've got 25 now, don't you? That's pretty exciting. Thank you, Mesh Movement. Oh, so good. What a great cause. So good when you compare things that you love doing with good causes. Makes me smile. All right, let's count it down, friends. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the knee down. We're going into child's pose. We are done. So put those big toes together. Exhale, send the hips back to the heels. Reach the arms out. Nestle that forehead down to the ground. If arms don't feel good up here, bend deeply into the elbows or even place hands under the forehead. Take some nice deep breaths here. Staying here for a couple more moments. As you breathe, feel your back body expanding through the shoulders, the lower back. Feel the glutes stretching out behind you. If it feels good, you can kind of wiggle them back and forth. Maybe you're just enjoying stillness. Then take your last couple of breaths here in child's pose. And then nice and slowly just begin to press yourself up. We're going to come into a seated pose. Sukhasana, easy pose, just cross-legged. Take one shin in front of the other, right or left, it doesn't matter. And then from here, just place your hands in front of the shin. Again, make sure the shoulders are back and down. Then you're just going to slide or walk the hands forward. Go slow so you can feel the effect it has on your body. Whichever shin is in front, so my right shin is in front here, I'm going to feel this more in my right glute. Maybe you come down onto elbows, but don't worry if you don't. Maybe you only take a couple steps and that's enough, a couple inches. If you come down to elbows, just make sure you can come down to both elbows. Maybe you've got a block or a cushion for your head. And as you're breathing, just visualize sending that breath right down into that section of tush, filling it full of that beautiful air, oxygenated air, stretching out those muscles that we just worked so hard. We like to take at least 20 seconds, if not 30 or 40 per side, per stretch. So take a big inhale breath, and when you're ready to exhale, press through the hands, come on back up to seated. We're gonna switch legs, take the opposite shin in front. Nice tall torso, shoulders back and down. Take the hands in front, take your time. And again, with no, I shouldn't say again, I haven't mentioned this yet, but with no expectations that you'll be able to go as far or do the same, exact same stretch on one side that you do on the other. Our bodies are very rarely symmetrical, very rarely the same flexibility on one side as they are on the opposite side. So maybe you can go further on this side, maybe you can't go as far. Again, let it go. It just doesn't matter. Just listen to your body. It knows what it's talking about. I'm gonna put my forehead down here and be quiet, so you go ahead and just enjoy your stretch. And then again, take a big inhale breath, use your exhale to press away from the earth, come back up to seated. All right, let's take it into Sphinx Pose. And I'll show you how to go from Sphinx to Cobra in case you don't get enough of an abdominal stretch. So in Sphinx, we're gonna be prone on our bellies. Take your feet together, toes untucked. Align the elbows underneath of the shoulders. Forearms and hands flat on the ground. I like to wide spread my hands as usual. And then as you're here, you're gonna press into the forearms and keep the arms tucked in close to your body, so not out here. You're gonna press into the forearms and the hands to lift the chest and then tuck those shoulder blades back and allow the abdominals now just to be loose. It's the one time in the workout I'll say, let your abdominals be loose. So they're stretching out. Yes, you're feeling it in the lower back. And if you're not feeling this, if you're like, I need more, then roll down the front side of the body, place the palms of the hands by the chest, tuck the elbows behind you, press into those toenails and pubic bone, and then press up into Cobra. So as you can see, it's a bit more of an intense stretch, not only for the abdominals, but that back is feeling as well. And those shoulders, stay down. You only stay in it as long as feels comfortable for you. We're gonna exhale back to another child's pose, just really quick. It's a nice counter pose to that little back bend. Maybe this time you wanna wrap hands around the feet. Maybe really wanna tuck the chest into the thighs, really allow that back to round. The tush is getting that nice little extra stretch. And if you need more time to stretch, by all means, take more time. You can redo each one of these stretches. Maybe you've got a whole bunch of your own that you like. From here, we're gonna plant our hands, walk forward on the mat, so tabletop position, and then just step one hand up. We're coming to standing, or one foot. Take the other foot, and let's just hang in forward fold. So our feet are planted hip distance apart. Let the head hang down heavy. Arms are loose, hanging heavy. If you have a bend in the knees, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're not pitching forward. The weight isn't on the toes. So equal distribution of weight on the feet. If you can straighten the legs, and that feels good, great. Maybe you have blocks under the hands, and we're stretching those hamstrings and glutes. And then just really slowly rolling up the spine. Keep a soft bend in your knees. Let the head and the shoulders hang heavy. Just a nice slow roll up, getting us back into a standing position where we can just greet the rest of our day or get on to whatever else it is that you're getting onto. My friends, I haven't met you, but it was such a pleasure spending time with you. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something new. And again, thank you so much for supporting the MASH movement, Jesse's journey. Thanks so much. Have a glorious day.